Today is the big day. Welcome to Forza Motorsport career mode gameplay. This is the Builders Cup. In today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the Forza Motorsport career mode, from what exactly is the Builders Cup, how do career mode challenges work. I'm going to tell you about car progression and car customization. Spoiler alert, it is vastly different from anything we've had in a Forza game before, so buckle in. I've also got a little bit of information about multiplayer and the driver rating and safety rating. And before we wrap it up, I have some very spicy news that I guarantee you're going to love. Real quick though, I wanted to start today's video off by saying a quick thank you to each and every one of you who checked out Sunday's Forza Motorsport video and left some questions for the developers on that. I was super fortunate that I was able to ask the developers a bunch of questions about the game, and today I've got those answers for you. So thank you for your questions. I will be doing some more videos like this in the future with the developers and asking them your guys' questions. So make sure you leave some more questions in the comment section down below and subscribe if you want to see those videos in the future. Anyways though, let's jump into the Forza Motorsport career mode. Welcome to the Builders Cup. This is the first thing you'll see when you jump into the Forza Motorsport career mode. You've got all of these tours on the left-hand side of your screen, and they're broken up into different categories of cars. Obviously, the car that you drive in the races is gonna have to match whatever cup and tour you're doing, so you can do like all of your hatchback races in one tour. Some of them are also broken down into class limits as well, so some might be like an A-class tour, an S-class tour, and so on. Let me just throw some numbers at you though, because there are a serious amount of races for you to complete if you actually want to 100% the Builders Cup. Take a look. Each tour has 5 different cups, and each cup has 5 to 8 races each. That means each tour you select on average is going to have around 25 different races for you to complete. And if you complete all 25 races, you'll actually get a special reward car for doing each of these tours. And if you thought that was a lot of racing, the developers have actually already confirmed that there will be more tours and more cups coming to the game after the game actually launches. And one of the ways that you'll be able to unlock new cars in the game is by going in and completing these cups and tours, which is actually really cool. For today's video, we're going to be jumping into that Built for Speed Cup and using this, the Nissan 400Z. Nissan Z. Sorry. Before we jump on the circuit though, I quickly wanted to talk about the difficulty stuff in Forza Motorsport. Assists will no longer change how much you get paid for your races. It's all about the challenge that you set for yourself in the actual race. As soon as you get tossed on the circuit though, you'll immediately get thrown into practice mode, which is designed so you can learn the car you're driving and the track you're driving around. But more importantly than that is you will be getting car XP, which is super important. We'll come back to that in a second. You'll probably notice though, as we're driving around, that there's lines on the track before and after every single corner. That's because every corner now is broken down into like mini time attack sessions while you're in practice mode. So you could compare your lap times that you're doing right now to your personal best lap times around that same corner from like your previous lap. Now, what's really cool is every time you drive around any corner in Forza Motorsport, the faster you drive, the cleaner you drive, the better your line is, the more or less car XP you'll actually get. The other thing I noticed while we're driving around the circuit here is, does anybody else think the HUD just looks a bit meh? A little boring almost? Take a look at the speedometer, for example. The gear indicator isn't actually even centered in the gauge, and like the mini map, the scale seems all weird and off as you're driving around. I'm sure these types of things will be fixed before the game actually comes out, but I hope they spice up the HUD before the game comes out. We'll see. Anyways, though, now that we're done our practice mode, we can jump into the race. And here is where you can set your own career mode challenge. You can choose to start any career mode race on the grid wherever you want, anywhere from first all the way to last and anywhere in between. If you start every single race in last place and you've got to work your way through 24 opponents or 23 opponents plus yourself, you're going to be getting way more money per race than somebody who's starting all the way up at the front. Seriously, I love this idea. You can kind of go in and make your own challenges kind of on top of it. If you want to drive a super slow, super underpowered car, start the race in first place and try to hold that position. That would be awesome. Or do the opposite, jump in something super fast, super OP, and start in last and see if you can make your way all the way to first by the end of the race. It's super interesting. I love this. As we're doing our race though, take a look at some of the AI driving around the circuit. The developers actually told me that the drivatars are back, but they are significantly improved from where they used to be in Forza Motorsport 7. And they almost didn't even refer to them as drivatars per se. They kind of referred to them as AI machine learning, which is pretty cool, I guess. One of the other things the developers said is that the AI drivatars will no longer cheat if you crank them to the hardest difficulty, which is actually what they said for Forza Motorsport 7. And then I did some science experiments and determined that they did cheat. So we'll take that one with a grain of salt. When the game comes out, I'll test that myself and give it a go. I don't know if I'm the only one though, but does the AI act a little bit just kind of strange in this race? Like, they're missing the apexes by miles, and if you seem to drive too closely to them, the AI kind of move away from you and kind of drive off the racing line, which is just kind of a bit strange considering they said the AI is much improved. I mean, I know the game's running on only like a medium difficulty here, but it's still a little strange. After all of that, we can skip to the end of the race, and here's where we'll take our first look at car progression and car customization, because they are very intertwined. At the end of the race, you'll get driver XP, car XP, car points, and of course your usual credits. Now you're probably saying, Nick, what is a car XP and what is a car point? Let me explain. For the new Forza Motorsport, you need to think of your car as a character, like you'd be playing with in like a World of Warcraft or a Skyrim or Fallout or things like that. And the more time and effort that you put into that character, or in this case, into that car, the more perks you'll be able to apply to it. And in this case, the more upgrades you can apply to it. So after every single race and after every single practice session, you will get car XP. And that'll actually allow your car to level up. You'll get more XP, again, for doing well in practice mode, for doing well in the race, and so on. That XP will actually level your car up from level 1 all the way to level 50. Every time you level up, you will unlock the ability to put new upgrades onto your car. So for example, at the end of this race, we reached level 21, which unlocked a turbo, an intercooler, and weight reduction. However, it's not as simple as just leveling up your cars to do upgrades. No. You no longer use credits to upgrade your car. You use these things called car points. Car points, again, are things you're gonna earn at the end of every single race for doing well and driving clean and so on and so forth. So say, for example, you want to swap a turbo onto your car. You're going to need your car to be level 21, and then you're going to need the right amount of car points to actually purchase that upgrade. For a race turbo, it might be like 400 or 500 car points. Every single upgrade in Forza Motorsport uses this same system. There is no upgrading with credits. It's all about car points. I actually asked the developers how long it would take you to max level your car all the way to level 50. And they said it would take between an hour to an hour and a half or so. And then even after that initial hour, hour and a half, you'll still need all of the car points to actually go and purchase all of the upgrades. The developers actually said the more basic upgrades earlier in the level tree. For example, you'll get things maybe like an air filter on level 5, for example, a turbo on level 20. But if you want to engine swap your car or apply like a drivetrain swap, like for all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, you'll need like level 30 or 35 to do that type of stuff. The whole idea with the new Forza Motorsport is that cars are built, not bought. And in essence, that is a very cool idea. However, it will get extremely annoying to upgrade cars like this. As cool as it might sound, I guarantee you within maybe 3 months, 6 months, maybe not even within the first year, it will reach a point where it's just annoying to upgrade cars like this. Say, for example, I'm hosting an open lobby on Forza Motorsport, and we want to go do a game of limo NASCAR like we've always done. I'll be like, hey guys, let's go upgrade our limos all the way to the max and go have some NASCAR races in them like we've always done, because that stuff is super, super fun to do. Well, you better hope that you have a level 50 limo. Otherwise, you're not going to have any upgrades on your car, and you'll be all the way back in the pack in you won't have a good time. It's also going to make a huge impact for competitive races because, say, for example, somebody's hosting a tournament on Forza Motorsport. Wink, wink. And they're like, hey, you should upgrade your car to the top of S1 class. Well, again, you better hope that you have a car that's level 50 in S1 class. Otherwise, you're just gonna lose. And what actually kind of makes it doubly worse is the fact that, say, for example, I'm a big fan of the Supra. I go in, I level my Supra up to level 50. I've got all the upgrades for it. And my Supra is built for road racing. That's awesome. But what if I want to go drifting with my Supra? Well, let me head over to the auto show and buy another Supra. Oh, wait, I need to level that Supra all the way to level 50 as well, which is super annoying, especially when I've already got one in my garage level 50. Triple side note here, I don't usually do these around here, but car points are also car determinant and not global. What that means is if you get a bunch of car points and like upgrades available for one car, you can't take those car points that you want to spend on upgrades and use those for another car. Again, making it even more annoying and even more time consuming. And like I said, it's a very, very cool way to actually upgrade cars and like earn points and things like that. I just think that people are gonna get very, very annoyed upgrading their cars like this. Now that we've got the doom and gloom out of the way though, let's get back to the positive things and talk about career mode progression. I am happy to report there is actual career mode progression, and when you jump into the game, you will be starting your career mode off in the slow, regular, everyday cars. If you played Forza Motorsport 3 or Forza Motorsport 4, you'll remember the days of starting in a crummy little slow hatchback, and those were probably some of your favorite memories, and that is back for Forza Motorsport, and I love that. And I think that is everything you need to know about the Forza Motorsport career mode, the Builders Cup. If you ask me, it sounds really cool, but I asked the developers more questions. For example, driver rating and safety rating. You know how online you've got both of those ratings now? Well, those driver and safety ratings will only be affected when you're doing featured multiplayer races. So if I'm doing a limo NASCAR race, for example, and we all crash into each other because haha, it's fun, we won't tank our own safety rating. The same way, if you're playing with one of your friends in a private lobby, you will also not be able to affect your driver and safety rating. The only way you can is in featured multiplayer races. Let's talk about some other stuff very briefly and just rattle some points off. Forza Motorsport features customizable FOV for the first time ever, which is fantastic to hear. The developers have said there is a lot of anti-cheat going on behind the scenes in the new Forza Motorsport, so we shouldn't see things like cheated leaderboards or rivals times or cheating online all around. But again, we'll have to see on that. The developers have confirmed there are no wheel spins, no loot boxes. Everything that is random luck is gone. And last but not least, so are microtransactions. There will not be microtransactions in Forza Motorsport. You will not be able to buy credits. You will not be able to buy car points or car levels. None of that. The thing the developers kept saying is everything in Forza Motorsport is built, not bought, and that even affects your credits, which is a super cool thing to see. So there you go. That's everything you need to know about the new Forza Motorsport. We'll do one of these in the future when I've got some more information. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more. I'll see you then. Bye.